you had some kind of sickness as a child, or what were you telling me previously?
Yeah, when I was about 10 months old, for some reason, like, I had some kind of a stomach issue, so my mom took me to the hospital, just to get it checked out and everything. But I mean, it went away after like a week or so,
Oh,
But yeah, I was in the hospital for a few weeks, I mean, even after I was better, you know what I mean? They still kept me in there and kept my mom in there.
yeah, you were telling me that. Can you unpack that a little bit and tell us a little bit about that?
Yeah, so when they brought me into the hospital, they started, giving me all kinds of medication, and they would take me from my mom without telling her anything. They would come grab me, and take me somewhere, another room, and then, they would give me like these shots. Who knows if it's vaccines or I don't know. You know what I mean? My mom didn't even know, and I mean there was a lot of other women in there with their kids. She would see them come get their kids. Some of them wouldn't even bring them back. But I was able to stay with my mom the whole time I was there. But they would just come grab me, and my mom started noticing, like, she would start inspecting my body. Like, see if they did anything, or and she started noticing that like either my hand or my leg would be swollen, and she could
Wow.
see that they gave me some kind of a shot and everything like that. um so she was pretty tripped out about it. One of the times when they brought me back, she couldn't see any uh shots or anything like that on me. Nothing was swollen until she, kind of brushed my hair back a little bit and noticed, I had one on top of my head.
Mm.
So, and
And you're in the temple area.
yeah, so that, terrified her pretty bad because she
I
didn't
bet.
know. Who knows? Next time they might not even bring me back. You know what I mean? So, um, she uh she was in a room with another lady who had her child there as well, and she would tell my mom, like, hey, some of these kids aren't even coming back to their moms, so you
What?
got to do what you
Jesus.
can to get out of here. You know what I mean? Your kid's better, he's not having any stomach issues. Who knows what they're doing, so you got to do what you can to get out.
Were you all there at the hospital 24/7, and
Yeah.
she was being held there as well?
Yeah, she was being held there. I mean, like,
Oh
she could
wow.
not leave, and over there you can't just be like, "Hey, I'm leaving. I don't need no help."
Yeah, I bet.
Yeah, you can't do that. So they just kept her in there. So
So just to get this, so that everybody's listening, just to get this clear, your mother, what year were you born?
89.
So in 1989, your mother's in, and how do you pronounce the city in Russia again?
Stalingrad.
So your mother's in Stalingrad
Yeah.
in 1989, and you get sick. You said a stomach virus, right?
Yeah.
And so she just takes you to the doctor, to the hospital for us. What's a lot of kids get sick from stomach viruses. I have 3 kids of my own. There's been many times where I had to take them to the doctor because they had some exorcist diarrhea or something. So she takes you to the doctor, and you're sick for about a week, correct?
Yeah.
About a
I
week,
was
week and
sick
a
for
half.
about. Yep.
And then so after you're sick for about a week, week and a half, you're better, but the authorities there say no, you still have to stay here. And they put you. Are you? Is it one room or one wing of the hospital for designated it for multiple people?
Yeah. So she was in there with a couple other people. Yeah.
Uh,
Yep.
and were all these people from the same place? Like, how would you say it? Kogzan?
Kazakhstan.
Yeah.
No, no. I mean, they're in Russia, so there's probably Russian women in there. Like she mentioned, she was with somebody in the room from Armenia.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh. And then so after you're in there, uh, they start taking you away and other children away and bringing you back with shots, as
Exactly.
like they're experimenting on you or something. You know, like they're, who knows what they were shooting you up with. They didn't tell you. You know, we don't know to this day. Correct?
Correct.
Wow. And so your mother's in there and she talks to the Armenian lady, and the Armenian lady tells her, listen, some of these kids, they're not even coming back. And your mother's like, what? You know, and she decides then that she needs to get out of there.
Yeah, exactly. She knew that she had to start doing something. You know what I mean? They would let them out, to go outside, kind of freshen up. You know what I mean? But it's pretty secure place. So one of the days when she decided she was gonna make the move finally, she put me outside the window of the hospital, and she just, you know, put her jacket on and everything, put all her things in her little bag that she had, and then just walked outside, And she mentioned that even when she was walking outside, like the nurses there were like, "What is this woman doing?" Like she's got her bag and stuff, and um, she was just able to walk out and just. She said that she like hid behind one of the trees outside and just took off the hospital gowns and everything like that and put her clothes on and just grabbed me and just took off.
When you say she put you out the window,
Yeah.
what do you mean?
She at the time her husband, he came to outside the window and she just handed me to him and then was able to gather her things as soon as possible and just get out of there.
Do you remember how old you were and how long this took place for?
Yeah, I was about 10 months at that time. So, I mean, these are the stories from my mom,
Yeah. And
you
how
know,
long were you in the hospital? They hold you in the hospital?
about a few weeks.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, so I was there for a good amount of time, but, I felt better, you know what I mean, right away after I got there and they gave me some medication. So,
Wow, that's crazy that you're even here then.
it's pretty wild.
Yeah, smuggled out of a Russian hospital at 10 months years of age. Um, the adrenaline that your mother was probably feeling that day, walking through the to the hospital, you could almost make it a scene in a movie.